In today's class, we're going to start. The next concept is nomenclature of hydrocarbons. Basically, this is the most important concept out of all. What you learn before, what you learn next is okay, but this is what main important. So based upon this only, previous concepts and next concepts also will be depends. That's why, as I said always, they will give you the common name in exam and they will ask us to draw either the condensed formula or the structural formula or the whatever it is, molecular formula. That's what they'll ask you. So, unless you know the common name and as well as scientific name, it is not possible to write molecular formula, structural formula, and as well as condensed formula, and as well as last one is electron dot structure also. So that is why nomenclature of hydrocarbons is the most important one. So if you have seen here, like you can see how exactly we have like humans. If you take, some people are having a original name is different and the pet name is different. Like we can say many people, you also having your parents used to call with some different names, personal names, like what official name is different and basically with like what we can say is different people will call you maybe the different names, your grandfather, grandmother, same way, like that's what we can say, like how we are having a local and as well as scientific name. So many plants you can see, so we all knows the local names but the scientific names is different. So same way the organic compounds also, they're having a two different kind of names, like how exactly we have. You can take suppose tamarind tree. We used to call it as a tamarind is a local name. Scientific name is different. Every plant, there will be definitely a scientific name. What we are using is the common name. So like that, every organic compounds also they have a two names. That's what like hydrocarbons. So organic compounds also they will be having a two names. One is call it as a common name. Another the scientific name call it as a IUPAC name. IUPAC name. So IUPAC names are the most important one. That is only ways to say a scientific name. So this IUPAC names is actually the organization who will suggest the names of the compounds, which will give the names, official names for the names of the different kind of chemicals, compounds, everything. That is what we used to call it as a IUPAC. So how exactly we will say like in our daily life, official name and normal pet name. The same way, IUPAC name is the internationally accepted names and the common names will be maybe varies from place to place. So country to country. So IUPAC full form, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So these are the official names. The official names which is universally accepted. That is what it is. So IUPAC is the organization which has been established in 1958. 1958. So International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. That is the full form of IUPAC. So whatever the chemistry you have, whatever the chemical compound you discover or you may produce, definitely the name has to be finalized. Local name you can choose whatever you want, but the official name of that compound will be approved by only IUPAC organization. So now, the number of carbon atoms, as we are studying only nomenclature of hydrocarbons, or we can say naming of hydrocarbons. Naming of hydrocarbons. All of you remember? So based upon the number of carbons, they have given certain kind of suffix and certain kind of prefix. So let us remember two equations. So IUPAC names, if I have taken accepted, internationally accepted names. So you should remember IUPAC system is the choice of basically two things. One is parent name and as well as basic carbon skeleton. Means that's what number of carbons and as well as what is the parent. So parent in the sense of, for example, hydrocarbons are three types. We have studied that. Can you tell me what is the hydrocarbons? All of you. Hydrocarbons are three types. Actually two types. In the two types, second one is three. Yes, please. First one is saturated and another one is what? Another one is what? Unsaturated. So saturated hydrocarbons, what is the example, everybody? Alkanes. And unsaturated hydrocarbons, we have two examples. What is that, everybody?
Alkenes and
Alkynes. So alkenes and alkynes. So now, whenever you are writing the IUPAC name, two things you have to remember. It is depends on parents. This is what we used to call it as a parents. And as well as basic carbon skeleton means number of carbon atoms. That's what basic carbon skeleton and as well as the parent source will decides what is the name of the IUPAC name of the given hydrocarbon. So two things you have to remember. So now word root. Word root means that is what parent coming. Who is the main source of this parent? So word root is actually a suffix. If I make it, that is what is the name of the organic compound. So when we are forming, you will understand it. Sure. What is the word root? And as well as if you add the suffix for that, what is the suffix I will give you? So word root means also we will say word root in the sense of, please remember, word root is based upon the number of carbons. What is that, everybody? Based upon the number of carbons, word root will decide. And if you add the suffix for that, that is what the name of the organic compound. Name of the organic compounds. Same way, if you add prefix, some chemical compounds will come. Prefix plus word root. Prefix plus word root. Then also name of the organic compound will come. Okay. So these are the two different ways where we people can get the IUPAC or official name of the any kind of compounds. So now word root or parent hydrocarbon, both are same. So word root or parent hydrocarbon chain represents the number of carbon atoms in the longest possible carbon chain. So please note it, most important one, longest, because branched chains also. We studied versatile nature of carbon. So what is the advantage of carbon, everybody? The first property itself we studied. What is that? Call it as a catenation. Catenation also we can call it as a what?
Self-linkage.
Self-linking. Means carbon can form three different kind of structures. What is that, everybody? Carbon can form straight chain. Carbon can form what chain, everybody? Branched chain carbons. Branched chain carbons. Carbon can form, okay? Carbon can form cyclic. So cyclic means minimum N equals to what, everybody? Minimum N equals to what? Cyclic compounds. Yesterday only I taught you. 3. Okay. So it is not possible that cyclic compounds with N equals to 1 and N equals to 2, because always the number of carbons starts from the cyclic means it is N equals to 3 only. So now, word root. So what is the word root if you have taken, as I said? So word root, all we can say is parent hydrocarbon. Parent hydrocarbon chain is actually represents the number of carbon atoms in the longest possible carbon chain. Longest possible carbon chain. So that is what is we used to call it as a word root. So we will use a special word root used for chains from 1 to 4 carbon atoms, and Greek number roots are used for chain having from 5 or more carbon atoms. 1 to 5, a special one. From 5 to then further we will use basically a Greek suffix. That is what word root is taken from that. Of course, that language is also we don't bother. So if number of carbons are 1, all of you remember, if number of carbons are 1, N is equals to what, everybody? Number of carbon atoms. Are you understanding, everyone? So number of carbon atoms, if N is equals to 1, then the word root is meth. What is that, guys? All of you? Meth. Okay. If N is equals to 2, the word root is eth. If N is equals to 3, the word root is propane. The N is equals to 4. What is the word root? Anybody can tell? By this time, you know, already we have studied alkanes and all. Bute. Okay. Next. N is equals to 5, which is to say pent. N is equals to 6, which is to say hex. N is equals to 7, word root is hept. N is equals to 8, word root is oct. N is equals to 9, word root is none. Okay, nanogon, we will get it. That is what? N is equals to 10, we is to say decagon, nanogon and decagon. So these are the word root. Minimum you have to learn up to N is equals to 10. That's why always we will go with up to N is equals to 10. So after that, it is not required also, and they won't even ask us also in the exam. So you don't need to worry about it. I hope you all understand. So N is equals to 10, which we used to call it as a what? Dec. Clear, everybody? Now, as we are studying, what is our today's class, everybody? Nomenclature of what carbons? Everyone? Nomenclature of what compounds? Hydrocarbons. So, as we discussed, hydrocarbons are 3 types. One is alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. So, what is the suffixes for hydrocarbons? So, as I said, word root for suffix will give you the name of the organic compound. Am I right, guys? Respond, Ra. Word root plus suffix will give you the name of the organic compound. So I am adding the suffixes of hydrocarbon. Mr. Johan, after evening you come and you say me. Again, I am confused, sir. Simply. Sir, yeah. So hydrocarbons. So what is the 3 hydrocarbons? 3 types of hydrocarbons we have, all of you. 3 types of hydrocarbons. Please respond. All of you. 3 types of hydrocarbons. What we have? Alkanes, saturated hydrocarbons, alkenes, unsaturated hydrocarbons, alkynes, unsaturated hydrocarbon. I hope you can able to hear. Mr. Johan, I am calling you, but no response. Alkane, we used to call it as a what bond, Sama? Carbon-carbon, single bond. Am I right? Alkene, carbon-carbon, double bond. Don't sleep, Johan. I know you are sleeping. Alkyne, carbon-carbon, what bond? Everybody. Alkyne, carbon-carbon, triple bond. So alkanes means, as I said, what is the suffix, guys? Root plus ane, that is the suffix. Alkene, ene is the suffix. Wine, alkyne, yne is the suffix. That's all. So the word root, and if you add this suffix, which will gives us the nomenclature of alkanes and alkenes and alkynes. Okay, everybody? So that is what you have to remember it. Mr. Johan, I am removing you from the meeting. Only 5 I will count. Clear, everybody? Till here you understand. So if I fix the word root, if I am going to add with the suffix, which will gives us what, Amma? All of you. Name of the word root, if I add the suffix, which will gives us what, guys? Name of the organic compound. Or further we'll study next kind of examples. That is what, like isotopes and all. Prefix plus word root if you add it. Prefix plus word root if you add it, which will gives us the name of the organic compounds. Okay, everybody? I hope you all understand. So now we are going to form the names of alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. At least n is equals to 6 or 7. At least n is equals to 4. You have to remember. So shall we start, everybody? All of you? Yes. So please make heading, everybody. Nomenclature of alkane. Nomenclature of alkane. Johan, I'm removing you. I don't want idiots. Next, be ready, whomever it is. No interest, you can leave from the meeting. No problem at all. Harini, you are also. Be ready. Nomenclature of alkanes. So we all knows that nomenclature of alkanes. What is the suffix, guys? Alkanes. Suffix immediately how to remember. What is the suffix for alkanes, everyone? What is the nomenclature suffix for alkanes? Ane. Ane is the suffix for alkanes. So now represents ane for all the carbon atoms are bonded with a single covalent bond. If you see a single covalent bond, every organic compound you have to end with what, everybody? All are single covalent bonds. Everything ends with a what? All of you. Ane only. Do you understand, everybody? So let us make the structure of the compound, IUPAC name of the compound. So always you have to remember common name also you have to make it, and IUPAC name also you have to write it. So structure of compound and IUPAC name of the compound. First one, alkanes. What is the basic compound? Anybody? N is equals to 1 or N is equals to 2? Harini will say. Otherwise, you can leave from the meeting, Harini. I don't want to remove. Alkane starts from N is equals to 1 or N is equals to 2 or N is equals to 3. Harini alone. Alkane starts from what? Mr. Vardhan? Alkane starts from what? Pugal?
Methane, sir.
First, I asked what is the question? Alkane starts with a N is equals to what? That is what?
1.
That's all. So only answer to that question alone. Okay. So alkanes is started from N is equals to what, everybody? N is equals to 1 means what is the N is equals to 1 means? What is the word root, everybody? What is the word root we have written? Check it, everyone. Meth. Correct? And N is equals to 1 is the meth. And all are single bonds. So structure of the compound is single bond with hydrogen, single bond with hydrogen, single bond with hydrogen, single bond with hydrogen. All are single bond. So what is the suffix, everybody? What is the suffix? A. A. Understanding? So how many carbons are there? All of you. How many carbons are there? 1 carbon is there. So IUPAC name. IUPAC name. So IUPAC name is word root. What is the word root? N is equals to 1. So N is equals to 1 means what, guys? Meth plus ane. So all are single bond. So what is the suffix, everybody? Ane. So which is equals to what is the name? All of you. Methane. Okay. Methane, because all are present what bonds? Single covalent bonds. Single covalent bonds. So this is the IUPAC name. So then, what about the common name? As I said, common name is also very, very important. So the common name of methane is also methane only. So sometimes common name and IUPAC names both are same. So you no need to worry about it. So what is the common name of methane, everybody? Common name of methane is what? Methane only. Understand? And IUPAC name also methane only. So now, can you tell me what is the condensed structural formula of this one? I want it. Condensed structural formula. Of course, this is the structural formula. So I want three forms. One is formula. What is the formula, everybody? What is the molecular formula?
CH-4.
Yes.
CH.
Molecular formula. What is the molecular formula, everybody? Molecular formula is CH4. And what is the structural formula? This is called it as a structural formula. And what is the condensed formula? All of you. Condensed formula. Condensed formula is also CH4. And electron dot structure. What is the electron dot structure? Everybody. We have to replace the each bond with what? All of you. Each bond has to be replaced with the what? How many pairs of electrons? Each bond has been replaced with one pair of electron. So this is the electron dot structure. Am I right, guys? Everybody? So whenever I will teach or not, doesn't matter. For every compound, you should write all these things. Molecular formula, condenser formula, compound, and everything. IUPAC name. Next. N is equals to 2. Can you tell me what is that, everybody? N is equals to 2 means, what is the word root? So I'm writing directly structural formula. Carbon, carbon, and how many hydrogens? Totally carbon has to satisfy how many bonds? Each carbon has to satisfy how many bonds, guys? 4 bonds.
4 bonds.
Yes. So what is the second chemical compound, everybody? C2H6. C2H6. Am I right, guys? This is the formula, molecular formula. And this is the structural formula. So now, what is the condensed formula? Anybody can? What is the condensed formula, please? Condensed formula of this one. What will happen? CH3 or CH3. So this is what we used to call it as a condensed structural formula. Please note it. Condensed structural formula is this one. So now, naming. So IUPAC name. Can you tell me what is the IUPAC name, all of you? N is equals to 2. What is the IUPAC name?
Yes.
N is equals to 2. What is the IUPAC name? Yeth. Am I right or wrong? Everybody? So IUPAC name is Yeth. Okay? Plus, it is all single bond. How many single bonds? Check it, everybody. 2 carbons are present. All are single covalent bonds. So what is the suffix? Ane. So we will get it. Yeth plus ane, which is equals to what, everyone? Ethane. IUPAC name. Next. Common name. Common name is also ethane only. So please finish it. Till here, anybody having any doubt, you can ask me. And I'm going to remove you now. Next compound, if you say, I will excuse, or else I'm going to throw you out. So next, N is equals to 3. Till here, any doubt, you can ask me, guys, please. Anybody? Are you able to answer, Mr. Omar? Harish? Okay, Harish. Can you hear me? All of you completed or not? Please respond, everybody. Next, N is equals to 3. N is equals to 3 means Rohit. What is the word root? N is equals to 3. I'm calling you Rohit. Word root for N is equals to 3.
Sir,
Pro. Very good. And all are single bonds. Single bonds means what you do? What is the suffix? Yes, please. C3H8. What is the suffix, Mr. Rohit? I'm asking you. All are single bonds. What is the suffix I'm asking? Don't do overaction, speak. I know. So what is the suffix, guys? N is equals to 3. All are single bonds. Means what is the suffix? What is the suffix, Amma?
N, sir.
N. So structural formula. This is the structural formula. Can you tell me condensed formula, everybody? CH3 bond, CH2 bond, CH3. This is what we used to call it as a condensed structural formula. Condensed structural formula. Everywhere bonds, if you replace with the dots, that is what electron dot structure. So IUPAC name. IUPAC name. So what is IUPAC name, everybody? What is IUPAC name? 3 carbons. 3 carbons are there. So what is that, everybody? Word root. Word root is pro plus. All are single bond. It will be ends with a N. So which is propane. Propane is the IUPAC name of this one. And common name. What is the common name? Common name also, it will be propane only. So please note it. Any doubt, anybody, you can ask me. Harini also, you can remove, not required. I don't want nonsense people. Next, others, be ready for that. Mr. Aswin Gokul, I'll call. Everybody ready, that's what. So make it quick, everyone. Anything doubt, you can ask me. Harizera, are you clear? Mitakshri, Abhirami?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So totally for whenever you write a compound, totally 4 things you need to know. What is that, everybody? All of you? One is the molecular formula. Next one is what? Structural formula. Next one is condensed structural formula. And what is the last one? I said, everyone? Mr. Ashik?
Electron dots.
Electron dot structure. Please kindly practice accordingly. Always you need to write these 4 things whenever you need to write any chemical compound. Always they will ask you this only. Yes. Next, Hiranmaya and Harvignesh. Next, N is equals to 4. You people need to tell me. N is equals to 4 means what is the word root and what is the suffix. I will draw normal formula. So N is equals to 4 means what is that, guys? C4H10. So what is the word root, everybody? First draw the structure. Everyone. So what is the structural formula? 4 carbons are there. Hiranmaya, I am calling you only. Harvignesh also. Otherwise, you can leave from the meeting. Not required for me. Useless fellows. So hydrogens, you have to add it. So each carbon has to satisfy how many bonds? Everybody? Each carbon has to satisfy how many bonds?
4
bonds. Understanding? So accordingly, you have to balance the number of carbons. Yeah, what is the condensed formula, everyone? Condensed formula. Mr. Hiranmaya, I am calling you only. What is this nonsense? How many days you can be silent? Tell me the condensed formula, everybody. CH3.
Yes, CH2.
CH3, CH2, CH2. What will happen? CH3. That is what is the condensed formula. So now, what is the suffix, everybody? Word root. Word root is what? N is equals to 4 means. Word root for N is equals to 4. Bute. Plus all are single bond. All are single bond. So N is equals to 4. That is what? 4 carbons are there. So bute plus N. So what is the name? Everybody. Butane. So this is what is all the compounds of hydro. You can take it as alkanes. This is what is the formulas you have to